Okay, I've emptied some more tea bags and I've sorted this lot out into these ones, which are more or less just tinted the plain sepia colour from the tea without any particular markings on them. And I'm going to set those aside for separate embellishment. And these ones that definitely do have some nice marks on them from the tea, and I think I might just leave those as they are and possibly darken the edges a little bit. But what I'm going to do with these now is to iron them. I'll come back in a minute when I've done that. I've ironed them now, and these are the plain ones. And these are the ones with the stains on them. I'll just spread those out a little bit. I'll zoom in on those and you can get a closer look. See that the marks are quite subtle. Now what I like about this is that I did it with a dry iron, and there is still a little bit of creasing there. If I wanted that absolutely smooth, I could either spritz it with water or do it with a steam iron, but I think that adds to the texture a bit, particularly if I'm not going to put a lot of embellishment on these. If I put some acrylic wax onto them, they should look like leather. I've got some calico which I'm going to use to stitch the tea bags onto, but as it's although it's cream, it's still quite kind of light coloured, and it shows through. It actually does show through the tea bag. So what I'm intending to do, these are some new tea bags. This is what they look in there, how they look in their pristine, unused state. This is stronger tea than what I've made these with, and I'm going to make this bowl of tea, and I'm going to steep some calico in there and stir it around a bit and hope that it comes out nice and streaky and blotchy, and then I can use that for the art. So I should just boil the kettle now. I also have a lot of old cotton and linen sheeting, and I keep the linen for backing embroidery and things with, but I've got a lot of this just white cotton, so I'm going to put that in as well, I think, and make a job of it. Right, make a bowl of tea. This should be nice and strong. If this doesn't steam the camera up, it probably will. Quite a few tea bags in there. I'm just going to put this in. Actually, there's plenty of room in there. I might tear off a bit more cotton. Put that in as well. Now I don't know how long I'm going to have to leave this. I'll probably leave it overnight now. I'm hoping that if I mix the tea bags up with that a bit, I may get some more concentrated areas of colour and some that are more faded. And of course I'll be able to use these tea bags as well. Right, so I'll come back when that's matured nicely. I've left this overnight. It's been about 24 hours actually, so I'm going to take the tea bags out now. I'll put them to dry on the paper. That's 4 tea bags. Let's take this fabric out and see what it looks like. I'll just set that aside. Now let's see what we've got. Oh yes. Doesn't look quite as streaky and patchy as I wanted, but that may show up a bit more when it's dry. That's the calico. That's sheet. And that's sheet. Oh, that's a bit more streaky. A little circle there. I don't know what that is. It's interesting. Quite interesting. I think once that's dry, we'll have some more interesting effects. That's got quite a nice texture, the calico. It smells gorgeous. Right, I'll get rid of that and I'll put it to dry and we'll have a look later on. This is my little leather art journal, and I've done only a few pages in it so far, which I have blogged about in the past. I haven't done anything with it for quite a while, and I thought I'd like to do some teabag art in here, just as an experimental test example, really, and then I can use it for reference and make bigger pieces with it. And I was following somebody on YouTube the other day, and she said she always glues 2 pages together when she's doing her art journals, so that you don't get seepage through, and it makes the pages more substantial. So that's what I'm going to do now in preparation for doing this. So I shall get some gel medium to do that with. I'm going to put some scrap paper underneath the pages to protect them. Let's put a book underneath there just to make it flat. This is actually quite a good idea, because I have had some bleed through with this paper. It's handmade paper, this little book. It has these gorgeous flower petals on it. It does seem rather a shame to cover them up, but you can see some ink spots there that have bled through from the previous project, and I think this should help prevent that. It's a bit difficult to make this really flat because these pages are a bit bulky with some of the artwork on them. I shan't use the calico on this. What I shall do is colour these pages a bit before I start putting the tea bags on them. It's a bit dry on the lid there, I want to use it up. It's actually lifting the petals off the page. That's a bit better. It's a wee bit dry, this stuff that's got on the lid. There, I think that'll be better. Some clips on that. I shall leave that to dry. There you are, that'll be okay. I've taken the clips off. These are quite dry now and they feel quite nice and firm and substantial, so I think that'll be quite good. So leave the paper in and I'm going to find some paint and I'm going to paint them. Okay, I've chosen 3 browny yellow sort of colours. I've got raw umber, burnt sienna and yellow ochre, and I shall just streak it on, I think. Not be too fussy about it, probably make it a bit darker around the edges. This isn't very good quality paint, but it doesn't really matter. These small ones are just I think they're just a kid's set really. Well, as I say, I'm not going to be too fussy about this really. Just plunk some on. Looks quite red on the camera screen, but it may come out better when it's being viewed properly. It isn't actually red. Anyway, I think that'll give a quite nice substrate to the tea bags rather than just the white paper. I think it's quite nice. I'm quite pleased with that. Try that with the heat gun. Now if I put an uncoloured tea bag over there, think that actually looks better than on the white. If I zoom in, I see that a bit better, I think. Yes, where it's over the white, you can see the line there. It looks a bit sort of wishy-washy, and I think that looks a lot stronger. Whether you can see the difference between the... It's not very easy to see that. See the difference between the different colour, the paint underneath. That's not so clear. But anyway, I think I will probably cover this whole thing with tea bags, but I haven't really quite decided on the layout of this page yet. But that gives a better impression. I think that's a lot better than on the white.